Okay, we're live. So, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, scrub forward until stuff starts happening, and I'm going to talk to the people in chat in the meantime. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Keeks. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Missy. Hi, Terry. Okay, so we'll let a few more people come in. I don't really have a plan today. My wrist is goofed up again. I think I did it the other day when I put new screen in my screens out in the breezeway, and I bought new pull tabs, and they were really hard to get in. Hi, Kat, and push the screen spline thing in, and I should have known I was overdoing it, and I should have gone and got Robert. Hi, Joan, but I didn't. I was stubborn, and my stubbornness is, I think that's it. But anyway, so I've been trying to be really, really careful. I've been doing no projects. I've been doing really, literally nothing but driving. And went this weekend. You cleaned your craft room. Yay. Mine always could use cleaning, but that's okay. But yeah, we went up Saturday and saw my grandson's house, Robert's grandson's house, but our grandson. And he lives out in the middle of flipping nowhere. I thought I was remote. Hi, Linda and Tim. Give Tim a hug. Hi, Inked Pulp. But man, he lives out in the middle of nowhere, about an hour and a half from us. Hi, Belinda. So it was fun, and he was happy that we drove out, and then we ate lunch in a food truck because everything is so damn far away, and I'd never done that before, so that was a treat. And the food was really good. I was surprised. I always thought, oh, they got to be dirty and nasty, and why would you eat out of a food truck, you know? But I have to say, it was a good experience, and the food was good, so I would do that again. And it was only about 5 minutes from the house, so that was good because I had driven too much already. So that's what I did over the weekend. Yesterday, I was just really quiet. Hubby loves food trucks. Jeannie, I've heard other people love food trucks, and I was just like, no, I bet they're not very clean. And I don't know if they get inspections. Of course, I don't trust anything anymore. So even if they get inspections, it probably sucks. But anyway, yeah, it was a good experience. So yeah, food was good and it was fast. I was surprised how fast it was. So yeah, not a problem for me. And driving on Delusion over here. Um, I didn't even know if I'd ever shown that one before, but that one little coloring book that I got that's kind of snarky. Um, I have to say I've enjoyed that a lot. And then I that and my daily devotional book. I'm going to show you guys that because I haven't shown it in a while. But I have to say this book has really grounded me kind of. Hi, Vale. Hi, Tammy. Listening at work. You go, girl. And I think you're new here, so welcome. And the ladies will be really nice to you, I think. But anyway, hi, Christina. I showed this book when I bought it. I bought it at Hobby Lobby for like $7. And I thought, oh, I like that. So I bought it and I committed to myself. Of course, I didn't remember that I had bought it until like March or something. So I didn't start right off. Hi, Sharon. But I've slowly been, every day I make myself do one. And I made myself use like a limited palette so I don't spend all my time. You have the book also, Vanessa? I really like this book. Well, and then I'll tell you, I think I told you guys. I looked for this author and she had another book, so I ordered it and I didn't really pay much attention, and I do that and I wish I wouldn't do that. Did I say hi, Annette? Anyway, when it came, it was a lot bigger and it's spiral bound and it was really nice. But then when I looked at it, it was this book, only a different format. So it was like, oh, well, I'll just save it for next year. Well, Robert picked it up and he started reading it and he was like, I really like this book. So I said, well, do you want it? And you could just doodle in it and color and stuff like that. So Robert took the bigger version of this book, and you guys, he has been using it. Like, I just have to say, hey, you want me to go turn on your music and you can go doodle and color in your book? Yeah, I'll do that, because he's having difficulty finding stuff to keep himself busy. And I looked this morning and he has done quite a bit of it. I was really surprised. Now he has limited colors. I did give him a small set of Prismacolors, but he likes Sharpies. So, but he's been using it. So that was kind of like a blessing in disguise. So he got an expensive doodle book, is all I can say. But I have to say, I sit down and do this every day, and I've been really good about keeping up. I haven't done today's yet, and I might have to catch it up tomorrow. But I have to say I like it. I like this book a lot. So, yeah, when I don't have anything, well, I kind of always do it first thing in the morning to kind of get myself started, and it kind of gets my mind straight. Yeah, I'm tickled about it, Belinda. I really am. I think it doesn't hurt him to read because I told him hi Starla, when you pick a page to color, make sure that you read about it. And if you want, we'll talk about it. Well, he can't remember to do that, but I will, it gives me a reason to ask him questions, like what page did you color in the book? And what did it say? And, because yeah, that's kind of a problem. Hey, Dee Dee. So I just feel really happy about that. And what else have I been doing? Last week I did this, which I ended up really, really liking. So I did a baby one, and I think I'm going to turn it into a card. And I might do more of them because the baby one, isn't the baby one cute? Look at, it's mama and baby. And I have some real issues, like this one I think I did far, far better on. Yeah, but look at mama and baby. But I really like this. So I might end up making a couple more of those because I just like them. They make me really happy. Really happy. So hi, Dorothy. And anybody who's come in that I missed. I think I said hi, Vanessa. Anyway, I did order myself. Well, I had to order some new, what was it? Oh, the pull tabs for the screens. And so I had an Amazon order that I had to make. And hey, B. And I have a rule that if you're going to order from Amazon, you can't just order one thing, especially if it was like $8 what I was ordering. It was like, I can't have them drive out here for $8. So I ordered myself these stamps. Can you see them? They're coffee faux postage, which is so me. I love this. And I did actually color some of them in. So when your hand is hurt and you don't have anything else to do, this is the crap you do, okay? And if you need suggestions, I'll be happy to show you. So I'll just do it on the back of here. Look at them. They're so cute. And they come from China. So like that little stamp set costs like $5. So then I felt better about them having to drive out here. At least I had ordered like $13 worth of stuff. And then I did go ahead and get myself a new set of stamps for the Beast, because the ones I've got, I've about worn them out. So yeah, so I ended up spending about $20, and then I felt better about having the Amazon people drive all the way out here. I shouldn't feel like that, should I? Now, if they do drone delivery, I wouldn't feel that way, but I know how far it is to drive. And I just think I can't have them driving out here for nothing, But I wanted the spine really quick. So it was like, okay, this is it. We're doing it. We're doing it. So they are cute stamps. And what else? My stamps. That's it. That's all. Well, then have them to your place for $8. That is a crazy thing in my head, because I do the same thing with Robert and I. Like, I might think, oh, I need something from town, but I always have to have multiple things to do. If I'm going to drive into town, I better have multiple chores. Oh, and another really good thing happened. Belinda, well, I had thought of it, and then Belinda wrote me a message a week or so ago and said, I need to put a cat tree out in the breezeway for Jimmy. And I actually had a cat tree and I had thought about it. But then when she said it, I was like, that's it. That's it. I'm going to do it. But I didn't really have a space for it because one corner of the breezeway, I had a bunch of giveaway stuff that had been there. And I'm not kidding you guys, literally for years. Okay. It was stuff out of our camping trailer. And when I packed it and put it there, I thought we were going to get another trailer, to go away for the winter. Well, we never did. We bought one, but then we ended up giving it to Robert's son when he got wiped out by the tornado. And that's a long story in itself. But we ended up not ever getting a trailer. And so I had unpacked the boxes and given part of it to my granddaughters. And but it was all household stuff, good household stuff. It wasn't like junk. It was good stuff. And so I kept the rest of it thinking, well, the kids might want it later, because it had some lamps in it. It had some really nice, like Tupperware, with lids and stuff like that, and pictures to pour. But it had just a bunch of random stuff that you might have in a second home, right? So I thought, okay, that's it. I'm going to take all that stuff to the thrift store, or the thrift shop and donate it. Well, Friday, I loaded it all up in the car, drove into town, and thrift shop didn't open until 10. And I was not going to wait around. So I thought, oh, crap, I'll just leave it in the car. And then I got thinking later, Nathan and Haven might want some of that stuff. Sure enough, they wanted all of it. So when we went to Nathan's on Saturday, I gave them all that stuff. So I got all my stuff done and it was easy. So yeah, trailers for sale or rent. There you go, Barbara. Anyway, yeah, so they got a bunch of good stuff for nothing. So yeah, it was a good day. But we won't be doing the traveling anymore for sure, because I'm not rebuying that junk. Let's read some sarcasm. And then my plan for today is just to play with some watercolor and just because I wanted to do some tests with paper and different stuff. And then if I run out of stuff to do, I'll color in the bird book. Missy asked me to show my, what's it called? Birds in the Forest or something like that. And I thought, well, I could just do one of those. So let's pick a page and color or read. I'm not sure where I stopped. We'll start with camping since we were talking about camping. An absolute must for anyone who has not yet experienced the thrill of lying in the pitch black middle of nowhere, wondering what that scratching noise is outside the tent that is rapidly lowering itself onto you. Surviving on unsalted almonds and dehydrated macaroni and cheese barely heated over a cook stove, most of which sticks to the bottom of the thinnest excuse for a saucepan you have ever seen, and being granted the honor of having to dig the very hole in which you are going to take a crap. 3 days of this and you will sell your body on the street corner for 1 hour in a hotel. You know what I used to do when I was in college? My boyfriend at the time lived next door to a guy who worked for the United States Geologic Service, and he mapped hiking trails. And so I had all the, the tent, the sleeping bag, the cook stove. I had all that stuff. And so I used to go hiking with him while he was mapping trails in Colorado. And one day this did me in. We hiked, honest to God, and I couldn't do a quarter mile today. He hiked me 12 miles. My feet hurt so bad. I was like, that's it. I'm done camping. And that probably is the last time I've ever slept on the ground. So, yay me. Canada. Uh-oh. Here we go. If it's something bad, you guys, it's not me. It's the book. Canada. Free healthcare, low crime, birthplace of William Shatner. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You get to decide the 2 out of 3, okay? Thank you, Kat. Candle. as something to give as a present when you are completely incapable of coming up with anything original. This is right up there with a gift certificate. If I'm going to buy you a gift, chances are it's going to be a gift certificate because I'm not going to buy you some crap that you probably don't want. You hate camping with every fiber of your being. We spent a lot of time when I was a kid camping, and I didn't mind it, but we had trailers, like they weren't great, and then the trailer we had, the travel trailer Robert and I had, it was a fifth wheel. It was really nice. It had slide outs. It was just like a miniature house. It's like living in a little house. So yeah, bathroom, running water, full size stove, everything, fridge. Yeah. Cappuccino, coffee for those who need to hear a large, ear-splitting, Darth Vader-like sucking sound moments before their beverage is served. I still love my iced coffee, and I got some yesterday or Saturday when we were coming home, so I have some today. Car alarm, an anti-theft device that only goes off when no one is trying to steal your car. Care, what you have or will one day put your parents in, and where one day your offspring will put you. As with most words used by the medical profession, it is designed to provide comfort to the lousy, no-good kids who repay a lifetime of love and support from mom and dad by sticking them into some cuckoo's nest-like hellhole to live out the rest of their lives. I've told Jamie, I saved up my whole life. So did I, but I didn't want to. I can't stand camping. Okay, well, apparently we hang out with a bunch of non-campers. Nothing tastes as good as breakfast. Now, Laverne, I'm going to agree with you there. Breakfast outside is awesome. I told Jamie my next stop when I move from here is going to be a retirement home, but it's going to be one of those step-up places that's really nice, and they literally do everything for you. That's where I'm going next. And he said he'll find the nastiest one he can find for me. So I said, I don't care. That's fine. Carefree, an untroubled and cheerful demeanor, usually exhibited by empty-headed jackasses who don't know how bad things really are. There's a lot of truth to that. Will you have a flush toilet in a camper? And air conditioning? And a heater? Careful, something men promise to be roughly 9 months before the baby is born. Carnivore, one who gets pleasure out of eating the flesh of vegetarians. All right. Keeks, thank you for hours of enjoyment. And then I'll go ahead and show you the book before I start the watercolor project. Missy just got this book, and she just got some Langau pens, the glittery kind. I didn't get the glittery kind. Missy's here, I'm sure. Did I say hi, CB? Or did I just take advantage or assume that I had acknowledged you? You like campfires but prefer the great indoors. I think the older I get, the more I'm that way. And I do want a burn pit out in the yard somewhere, but chances are I'm not going to get that. Let me get this damn camera straight. It's annoying me. I think that's a little better. Okay, good. Okay, Missy just got this book and some cool Langau pens. And she asked me the difference between what the Langau pens I've got and the glittery ones. These are opaque, and they will write over most everything and block out whatever is underneath it. So of all the products I've bought, probably in the last year at least, and maybe longer, I have to say these pens are right up there on top of the list. I kind of expected them to work good for a few weeks and then they'd peter out, and then I'd be mad that I spent that much money on all these pens. But I use these virtually every day. I use them in that devotional book that I showed you. The only thing is, don't shut the book. You got to let them dry for a little bit. But these are a little bit pricey if you buy the whole set. But honestly, I promise you, I'm not going to offer a refund or anything, but I promise you, you will like them. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Laverne. I think I said hi. Anyway, so I'm going to just flip through this. Actually, this book came from Dee Dee. Somebody sent it to Dee Dee, and Dee Dee was kind enough to send it to me. And when Dee Dee did her flip, she wrote notes in here, and I've kept the notes with the book. So this is the book this is the page that if I decide to color today, this is the page I'm going to do. And I'm probably going to use the Snark, because I've turned this kind of into a Snark coloring book. Don't talk to me after coffee either, because I already did. I didn't get this fabulous overnight. And in my experience, I am right. Either one of those is good. So that's the page that if I decide to color, I'm going to do. And I did this one. I think I did this one on stream. I don't remember. I'm not a huge color person. Kat, you are so on it, girl. I love you. Yeah, and so this one is Snark. This guy's saying, nope, not today. And this one, I must have used the Langau pens in, because I can tell by the ink. This one's saying, pretending I'm a pleasant person is exhausting. Like a good neighbor, stay over there. This one's saying, are you still talking? And this one's down here saying, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I did do this one live. Yeah, so, and it's on the washi sticker paper, so you can't really see it. But I didn't have to black out the background either. So that's one of them I did. This is a Snark page. This one's all, it looks like alcohol markers, yep, and colored pencil. Bite me. Bite me. I don't know how to put this nicely, so I won't. To save time, let's just assume I know everything, which my dad bought me a t-shirt that says that. Hi, Joe Lou. And I'm not the best colorer in the world, and I'm not sure why this page is out, but it's out. And here's a Dee Dee note. I heard you made the wingnut book, but I don't know where it was in the book, so I suck that way. This one I think is Dee Dee and me. All I know is one of us is right and the other one is you. Guess which one is which. But I do like this one. I did a better job coloring, I think, on this one. But this is a fun book, Missy. You'll like it because the birds can be really colorful and you can use all your stuff. And yeah, so I'll just flip through it real quick. It's got nice thick paper. I'll read Dee Dee's notes. All right, who ate the peas? This fairy tale doesn't work without the peas. And I'm not sure what the pea reference is. All this time, I thought they loved me. I have to say, the drawings are very cute. These are the fibettes, you guys being hula girls. And Marsh said, anyone seen my man card? And somebody else said, lovely bunch of coconuts. The princess and the pea? Okay. You guys know what I don't know. This one didn't have a note, apparently. This one would be great for Snark because you've got all this space here. That's me. That's what I want to be today. Oh, and I was going to tell you guys. Jimmy has decided he can sleep with me part of the night now. Hi, Carol. And anybody I might have missed coming in. Hi, Tina. Yeah, so he comes in and he headbutts me a couple times, and I just have to put my arm on him, and he'll lay right down. So I think it's true love now. Like, the bond is there. We're going to do this. This is me and Jimmy in love. So, Missy, I hope you enjoy. Dee Dee. Dee Dee got one egg, so a pile will work for me. That, and somebody said that's me saying that. That if Dee Dee gets one, I have to get a whole pile of them. This one would be good for Snark because you could cover up the clouds. But yeah, it's a fun book because you can be really colorful in it. And it's got bears, and then there's a whole section for Christmas. So Christopher showing off his... I can't read your writing, Dee Dee. Haven't seen Christopher around in forever. Yep, me and Jimmy are... He loves me because I'm his DoorDash. He headbutts me, and I get up and get him food. That's how it works. Because he can't run a cell phone yet. So I'm the only DoorDash around. Somebody said, who farted? This one could be really pretty. So your hat is just fine. Put a bird on it is so yesterday. Because he's got a flower hat on. Yeah, the pictures in it are really fun. I have a sinking feeling. Yeah, me too. Nick my daisies, I will nick you. We build upon each other. Somebody was being really nice. That one should say something about fat ass, but yeah. Flamingos. This one, a page like this is really overwhelming to me. Like, look at all that. I would probably take a watercolor brush, paint all the background, and then just color in the birds, because, yeah. Yeah, Terry has it. Have you colored in it, Terry? This is, I think, Dee Dee started. I think this was done when it came to me. Look who's sucking up to the teacher now. You've done one page. I like this peacock page. I like this one a lot. I think this one could be really pretty in peacock colors. And this one, I can't tell what they're doing. It looks like the page is in there sideways. Cut those claws. So yeah, but when I got the book, I just looked at it and thought, oh, this lends itself to snark. You would start that one with markers and then add the highlights and shading with colored pencil. Yeah, I'd have to do something because I couldn't do, like, yeah, that whole background. This is a fish pedicure. E.T. needs to get back in the pond. That made me kind of sad because E.T. has passed now. Don't feed the trolls. I would, okay. Leave your grump at the door. Now bring your grump in here and let's talk bad about people together. Hi, Hermie. Look, orange is the new black. I love that series, Orange is the New Black. I don't know if any of you watched it, but I love that that series. She didn't say good morning to me. Get your panties in a twist over that. Angry Birds got nothing on us. And this is another one that I thought would be good for a lot of, like thought bubbles. Do I look like I care? I got out of bed for this. Keep my mouth shut. Is it 1 o'clock yet? So I do love that pig. They lied to us. It's not warm here. It's freezing. Our wings will fall off. So this is where it starts the kind of like the Christmas section. And it does have a few Christmas pictures. They aren't ugly sweaters. They're just extra Christmas. Get back up. Oh, and somebody said that these birds over here need to be holding up signs like they're rating what these guys are doing. Like 10, 9. So you guys had input on this at one point. Birds of a feather should mind their own business. Now that's perfect. I am, maybe, Hermie. I'm going to play with watercolors first. Freezing. We had snow here. I know somebody at Dee Dee's was talking about snow, and it made me think we have not had really bad hot weather yet. But when I lived in Colorado and I was a kid, so this is a half a century ago, I remember it was snowing, snow flurries on 4th of July when we were doing fireworks. I do remember that. And the high mountains commonly get snow. So who are these fibs people? Don't give me the bird degree. That's cute. Don't give me the bird degree. But, oh, Hermie, Missy wanted me to show the pages I had done in this book. But I just decided to do a flip anyway, because it's been a while. Snark Attack. So it is really a fun book. We'll be BFFs because you already know too much. Still friends. So there you go. Hi, Shaz. But it's a nice book. The paper is nice. Missy, enjoy it. And I did pick out a page to do in case well, the watercoloring experiments won't last very long. But I was going to kind of see how my wrist does, because yeah, right now I cannot lift a pot of coffee. That's how bad. And I washed my hair Saturday morning. That was flippin' agony. I'm not even kidding you. Agony. So what I saw something on Instagram, and it's kind of been sticking in my mind for a long time. And I can't remember if I'm confusing two things and melding them together or what, but I didn't go look it up. But the woman I saw was using puddles of water and then adding watercolor to it and let the water just take the pigment and do whatever it wants with it. And I thought, I want to just play with that, because I have these Ecoline markers, and these say brush pen, and they don't ever really say that they're watercolor, but I had some other watercolor ones too. I do have a few colors of the Ecoline liquid watercolors. I didn't get them out. I guess I could try. I could go get them. But I thought, well, I'll try that, and then I'll try regular watercolors. But I think more than anything, it's going to be the paper that makes a difference. So I got out 4 different kinds of paper. I'm going to try it on the Master's Touch. Now, I don't know if you can even get these anymore. I suspect you can. But I bought a couple of them way back when, and I think they were on sale. I don't think I would have bought this for $2.50. I really don't think I would have. Hi, Brenda. But I got out some really garbage paper. When Amazon quit selling the half sheets of the B paper, or it was really hard to get a hold of, they suggested this as an alternate. Worst paper ever. And I think it's called Tecumite. And I got a whole pack of it, and it's garbage. I mean, it's just garbage paper. So I thought, okay, we're going to do that. This obviously is very cheap. This is B paper. Love B paper for inexpensive watercolor paper. It's awesome. And then I did go ahead and take out and cut up a sheet of Arches, so we can all just kind of see how different papers handle the water differently. So I'm going to start with this one, and then we'll try it on each of them. And I'm not going to do all these sheets. I just got it out and cut it up, so that's how I ended up with a lot of it. And this is the last sheet in this pad, but I've got another one. And I've seen a lot of people do stuff like this, so it's not like I can point you to one person and say, oh, this person, this is where I got the idea. I don't have that information because I've seen it so many different places. And it's nothing new. It's just adding pigment to the puddles of water. And I thought it would be easier to do the puddles of water with a pipette rather than a paintbrush, because I can get perfect little puddles. And I'll pull you guys down. All right, we'll start with that. Let me pull out a few colors of the Ecoline. And I don't know what to expect. And I don't know that these were the pens that they were using. Compare and contrast. Oh, I'm not done with that part yet. I don't want too much water in the pipette when I do this. I'm going to connect the little blobs of water. And I mean, this has a little bit of water in it, but mostly I'm just pulling the water from the little puddles. But I do want the water sitting on top of the paper. And some paper is obviously going to be more absorbent than other. This is letting the water just sit there. I'm sure it's absorbing somewhat. Oop, I want a little bit more water, right? Excuse me. On that little tube. The tubaroo. It's not really as vibrant as I thought, but maybe I'm not leaving it long enough either. But I like seeing how the pigments mix. I'm going to try it with regular watercolor too. So have no fear. Yeah, I really thought it'd be more vibrant than that, honestly. Like that one is obviously way, way darker. And I can tell that the paper is already absorbing. I really want a vibrant purple. Excuse me. I think the felt nibs are absorbing the water rather than letting the pigment flow. Now that one's really vibrant. I'm going to add some pink to it. I really should, Tina. Yeah, it's not, they're just not popping out as vibrant as I expected. Okay, the other thing I wanted to try, and I'm going to try it right on this one, is I think it was during that Hobby Lobby blowout sale. I bought a bunch of these Bria Reese. I'm getting out everything now, you guys. Oh my God, this is cray. And these, there isn't a felt tip, so just a dot of these. Oh, look at how much is wanting to come out. So I'm just going to use just a barely little amount. Because ink, as a rule, will be more vibrant. But see, the water isn't grabbing it and moving it like I expected. Isn't that crazy? You know what? I've had this kind of persistent cough, and I have not gone to a doctor for it. Remember when I had that coughing attack when I played with Magicals about a month or so ago? This has been a persistent kind of thing, so very annoying. Yeah, I don't want like a big old blob. Maybe what I should do is get out. Hang on. And I don't know why. I guess it's because I'm talking so much. It seems to be worse when I'm on stream. Yeah, see, it's not grabbing that color. Well, there it is. And moving it like I expected it to. I wonder if just regular watercolor will. Because I really wanted to see how it grabbed that color. Of course, it could be the paper too. That's why I got all the different colors of paper out, or different kinds of paper out. Let's do the cheapest one. You're not a doctor, but you play one. All right, this is that garbage paper that Amazon recommended. That the day I got it, I was like, oh, I can't believe I fell for that. And it may suck up the, well, it's just sitting there. And say it may suck up the water immediately. Cheaper papers that are made of cellulose, as a rule, don't hold the water like an Arches would. And I may be putting too much water out. I don't know. I just make it up as I go along, you know? That's what I do. Now, I don't know what you would ever do with this, but I've just been wanting to do it. And so I thought, well, we could do a paper experiment while we're at it. And I get to play with my cool stuff, so who cares? And, you know, after I did that color wheel last week, I got thinking, I think I want to do like a color wheel journal. All right, those I don't think are going to work well. I might just have to, I did get the, oh, now see, that behaved very differently. That's grabbed that color immediately. Now, what's the difference there? That is crazy. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, when it works and the water just sucks up the paint and moves it, I love when that happens. And I've always felt like the paper makes a huge difference. All I got there was a freaking air bubble. Hi, Sherry. That is so cool when it works like that. I love that so much. We're going to make a plant here in a minute. Cool. Very cool. What I would probably do with this, and this actually reminds me of neurographic art, where the joints get filled in like that. All right, hang on. Now we're going to try something just because I have a pea-sized brain, and I don't know if this is going to work or not. A bigger brush would, oh, look at that one. Ooh, I wonder if I could lift it up. It looks like a marble. I'm going to lift it up and hopefully I don't goof everything up. I probably will, but what now? See, I did it move, but look at that. That is cool looking. Now, one thing I don't know is what it's going to look like when it's dry, because watercolor, as a rule, dries lighter than when you put it on. I'm surprised this paper is behaving the, oops, that's the dirty water. I do have 2 containers of water, one clean, one dirty. And I probably should wait until it's dry to be doing this this portion of it, but what the heck. We're going to do it anyway. I want a warm color. Do I want red? Yeah, we'll do the pink. And I have weird colors in these Bria Reese ones. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. But I got weird colors because they were on sale for like $1 a piece during that Hobby Lobby sale. And so I just bought the colors that they have left. So, you know, I got some fun colors, but it's not like I have the whole set. Now I'm going to try to do this. Oh, I forgot the little in-between lines. You guys, why do you let me do crazy, stupid stuff like that? Ugh, can't take you anywhere, I swear to God. And I might get some of those little splatters in the background, but that's okay. I keep getting the dirty water. I'm about ready to slap my own hand. Get some clean water so I don't contaminate everything. There has to be enough water in those lines for the inks to move. All right, so that must have been that one, I think. We'll see. Did I say hi, Joyce? I'd use this to illustrate capability action, mix art with science when we have day camp on purpose. There you go, Brenda. I don't know why I think stuff like this is just fun. More than anything, I'm a little surprised how this paper is behaving compared to what I would have considered to be a little bit better grade paper. Now, because I've used the red and the blue, I think that one was the green. I think I'll add. And I should end up with some purple. So yeah, if you're doing anything about color mixing or anything like that, this would be a really fun one. But these pigments are not moving as readily in the, like that one. I love that one. That one's so weird looking. You're packing your hobby stuff for vacation, for holiday? Cool. You'll be like CB Xander and I when we went to Australia. I didn't take very much, but CB and Xandra, I think took a whole suitcase. We didn't art at all. We were out just having too much fun. I did take a little journal so I could write notes and stuff. When I got home, I was surprised how much I didn't do. But if we hadn't taken it, we would have wanted it. So, yeah, I think this is very cool. All right, let me show you. This is on that cheap Telluride or whatever the heck it's called. And this is in the drawing stage now. So it's still little bubbles of water. And this is where I put the bottle directly on. So I got dark, dark pigment. All right. I'm going to move this one. And we're going to try, that's the icky, icky paper. This is bee paper, which for everyday painting is actually my favorite paper. And I like the way, for an inexpensive paper, I do love the way that it handles water. Oh, that's going to be a big old one. And it's cellulose, so it's not going to handle the water quite like Arches will, but I put a lot of dots on this one. Looks like measles. I'm really kind of bummed that those Ecoline pens didn't work better, so I'm not going to mess with those. I'm happier with these. I'm going to try, I bought myself, I don't know when, a few years ago, a set of diamine ink. Well, I wonder if I should do, and I'm kind of trying to stay in the same color palette. But these are real, like, calligraphy inks that you use a nib and stuff with. But I use them not uncommonly, like watercolors. But you don't get a huge amount. But they're very pigmented, and a little bit goes a long, long way. So let's just try this. And this is truly ink. And some of these have glitter and some do not. And I don't know which are which, so I don't care. And I'm dipping directly into the bottle because I don't want to squeeze any out. Okay. I forgot the lines again. You guys, what the hell is wrong with you? See, the water's just behaving better on the bee paper. Maybe that's my imagination. What the hell do I know? Put in different colors, no lines, then tilt and let them connect on their own. We could try that, CB. I don't really want water in these inks. I bought these inks because there was a woman on Instagram who is really an amazing Zentangler. And she did, I think it was around Christmas time, she had bought herself this set of inks and was doing a different Zentangle every day in a different color ink. And I guess I thought if I bought the ink, I would turn out to be as awesome as she is. I don't think it necessarily worked out that way, but now I have the inks. These are very heavy, it appears. They stay put. I could probably, like CB said, pick up the card and move it and get the inks to move a little bit. Hey, View. I'll do the blue. You have to be careful when you're doing something like this too, that the colors you use are going to mix well. So knowing a little bit about the color wheel, now see that one's moving a little bit, would be helpful. You know, don't put purple and yellow because that's going to mix and give you gray. I think it depends too how much actual pigment I have on the brush. Probably what we're going to see works the best is going to be actual watercolors. But I just wanted to play with all this stuff. We can introduce one more color. I think I'm going to use the Bria Reese pink that I already put out, and I think this was the darker of the two. We'll find out. There we go. So the Bria Reese, I think, is working better than the other inks. And they do call those watercolor inks, so they probably have a little bit more of the watercolor characteristics. View, I just got a notification that you put out a notification that I'm live. Thank you. You're very nice. I'm not going to listen to Dee Dee anymore. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I think with the blue in this. I don't know why I love splatters so much, but I do. You have to do something with that blank background. Cannot leave it. Cannot leave it. And look at one of the splatters went in there and just sat. It just sat still. Didn't move. So I guess what that's telling me is that the pigments in the Bria Reese are much, much heavier than that ink that I was using. Because look how in that one, where the splats fell into it, they just stayed put. They sunk immediately. They didn't spread. They didn't do anything. That's kind of cool. All right, next up, I'm going to use arches. And I'm trying to do much the same other than maybe the different products, but I'm trying to kind of keep it all the same. And it's going to take a while for that crap to dry. Looks like frog toes. It does, huh, Starla? Oops, let me clean up my little bit of mess here. I'm not sure why it matters. It'll all clean up with water when I'm done anyway. Okay, this is Arches. This is the best watercolor paper I have for sure. And I'm going to use the same products because I can go back and do another experiment with watercolor on the different papers, and then you can kind of see how your different products are going to work. I don't suppose I need as many dots as I put, but I think they look really cute. All right, I'm not going to forget to do the lines this time. You just sit here and be all jiggly. Oops. That one got a little carried away, CB. Did you see that? That one's not going to look like frog toes. Okay, there we go. I'm going to get out some more of the blue. I want to kind of use the same products for all these, so maybe when I'm done here, I'll have some idea what the different products do on the different papers. Oops, use the clean water. Duh. I'm going to look in that Bria Reese. Yeah, these pigments are fairly heavy, but it's so cool when they just decide to do what I want them to do. I'm going to see if I have a purple Bria Reese. I don't remember if I do or not. I have brown and gold and ocean green. What's this one? I can't read, it's so small. I think it's a dark red. I don't have any purple. No purple. Oh well. I had purple in this. We'll use it. I can coax it down. Pretty. Very pretty. Okay, I'm going to do that one purple too. It's like a science experiment, exactly. Yeah, it's going to take them a while to dry unless I do something with the puddles, but that's okay. I don't care. I'll just start coloring or something. Okay, and this Bria Reese ink, it's permanent. I'll have this on my hands until I wash my hair the next time. Pretty sure. I think I like this Bria Reese ink. Beautiful hands. Oh my God, what a mess. You're a mess, I'm telling you. Yeah, I like the effect too. And to get this, you almost have to use a lot of water. So it's not like you have a bunch of options. Okay, this is this ink on top of the Bria Reese. So you can see how different it is, how heavy it is. It just kind of sinks as soon as you put it in there. They look like eyeballs. I'm growing eyeballs. So yeah, the arches, probably not a whole lot different. It'll probably stay wet the longest. And I think it was the green. I think I'm going to put green. Hi, Lisa. Use hand sanitizer. I suppose I could do that. I quit using hand sanitizer after my sister got blood poisoning, and she worked in a sterile environment in a medical manufacturing facility in Denver. And she got blood poisoning and went to the hospital, of course. And one of the things the doctor asked her is, do you use hand sanitizer a lot? And she was like, yeah, I do, all day, every day, because I work in a sterile environment. And he said, I wish people wouldn't use hand sanitizer like they do, because it prevents your body from building up antibodies to things that it encounters in everyday life. And so when my sister was telling me about that, because it was really dangerous, for her. And so I used to keep like hand sanitizer in the car. I kept hand sanitizer everywhere. And after that experience with my sister, I was like, okay, I got to quit using it. So I quit using it, as extensively as I had been. Of course, don't notice a difference at all. I'm not sick anymore, but I don't go out anymore like I used to either. But used to be, if I used a public restroom or anything, man, I was taking a bath in sanitizer. And of course, that's only one doctor's opinion. What the hell does he know? But it made sense to me. And so I just heeded his warning. So I'm not encouraging you not to use it. But when you hear that from a doctor, I would take heed, I guess, a little bit. And during COVID, it was insane. She did get over it. Okay, now I can't remember if that's the green that I put out. I'm going to go ahead and add green, but I'm not going to let it mix with the others, I don't think. And I'm not sure what to think about this new virus. I read a lot about it when I very first heard about it, and it sounds to me like it's not that big a deal. Very hard to contract. And okay, Starla's saying a doctor told her the same thing. I don't mind getting pain. Okay. I understand overuse of hand sanitizer can do more harm than good, but it has a time and place where it's been. See, that's just it, Lisa. I think, yeah, you just got to use your own head and use your common sense. But she was literally, she could not go, oops, that's the blue. She couldn't go out on the production floor without taking a bath in sanitizer before she went out. This is very cool. The new one scares me because I'm going on a cruise. Yeah, if I was going to be in a closed environment like that view. But I'd like to think that those ship lines are taking precautions to keep passengers safe. I mean, that's going to entirely ruin their entire reputation, not to mention the behavior of the passengers. That alone is frightening enough. So I'd like to think that all those cruise lines have gone, whoa, 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 back up the boat, boys and girls. we got a problem on our hands, you know? Yeah. And see, that's easy to say, View, that you'll be careful and you won't touch your eyes and your nose and your mouth. I think we do it so, well, I just rub my nose. I think you do it without really even thinking. It's just a lifetime of habits, but you'll enjoy your cruise. And how many years have cruises been going on and nothing ever came of them? So yeah, I'm going to take some of the water off this last one I did because it's going to be tomorrow before it dries. So I'll pick up some of the water on some of these so they dry quickly, because I think they've done all the mixing they're going to. Because I'd like them to dry somewhat quickly so I can get a feel. Oops, that's a big old booger I just left there. Okay, I don't remember which one this was. This, I think, looks like the bee paper. I did pick up some of the excess moisture on this one. But yeah, very vibrant. And some of the colors stayed put. Like this one, I'm just going to suck up some of that water because it's annoying me now. Well, I can pick up a little bit of the green. I'm tilting it to get it to run a little bit. It's not running, so it's staying put. I don't know. When do you leave, View, on your cruise? This one on I think it was the first paper I did, the Master's Touch paper, it's pretty much dried. So look how that lighter color. But there where it mixed, it's very cool. I can get this one to, okay, we'll just do that. I wonder if it'll go only where the water was. Maybe I should just leave well enough alone and quit messing with stuff. And who knows, I may end up Zentangling in the background of these or something. Now, what else was I going to do? I'm trying to think here real quick. You had a child tell you he wouldn't recognize your hands if they were clean. Oh, that's a good recommendation. Yeah, I know mine are commonly stained with ink or something. I just quit caring about it. But invariably, when I wash my hair, my hands get clean. I'll keep y'all posted. I pay too much into it. Yeah, you've got to go. Devin just got back and got sick. It's very common on cruises. See, I didn't know that. I'm not a cruise kind of person, though. You know, like I'm stuck on this boat with people I don't really know, and I don't know if I even like them, and I don't want to eat with strangers, and I'm just weird that way. And I definitely probably wouldn't go in the pool. I don't know. I'm just not a cruise person. I'm just really not. All right. I'm going to put these aside. And then I was going to do another one I saw. Oops, I almost put my hand in that. Whoa, that was very close. I'll just do this on the arches. So this one actually absorbed the water very, very quickly. And this is that Master's Touch paper, which means it's going to be really, really hard to watercolor on. I know what I was going to do. I was going to do actual watercolor rather than these inks. And I got out some of my favorite watercolors are the hang on, my tray fell out. I'll just take the lid off. Mission Gold paints. Very vibrant, fairly inexpensive, but they behave very much like the more pricey watercolors. And they have a really good range of colors. I started out with just the ones in here, which was a 24 set. And then I think, well, I know it was Zandra, but I don't know what she bought, if she bought the individual colors or if she went ahead and bought a bigger set. And then she was kind enough to share them with me. So all these in the half pans here, Zandra sent me as a gift. So thanks, Z. My husband tells me he refuses to be trapped with a crowd of strangers. Well, Lisa, I'm kind of the same way. And I know that when you go for like dinner and stuff, they just sit you at a table with people you don't know. And then I have to make conversation. I have to act like I care what they did for a living when I probably really don't care. Unless they're, okay, this is like Dee Dee. Unless they researched UFOs and aliens and I could start picking their brain, that'd be a good thing. But if they sit me next to an accountant and I have to pretend to care, you guys, I'm being honest here, I would be just like, oh, shoot me now, you know? So, yeah, I'm not a good cruise person. All right, I'm going to spray these down so they're real wet, and will puke up their pigment quickly for me. And I don't normally spray my watercolors. I usually just do them individually, but I don't know what colors I'm going to use. So I'll just spray them and let them get moist, and then we'll see if the actual watercolors behaves a lot different than the inks. I'm kind of thinking they will. I wonder if I put the Mission Gold in my swatchy swatch book. I had to. I'm sure I did. Last time I was on a cruise, it sucked because it was a school function, and as an 18-year-old, I was not allowed to hang out in kid areas. Oh, yeah. Cruises just are not my cup of tea. I do like being on the water. Robert and I had for many years, we were actually renovating a big wooden Chris Craft boat. And I like staying on the boat. I love sleeping on the boat. But it was just Robert and I, and we might have had the cats at the time. I don't remember. And it was right here on Grand Lake. So, you know, we'd come home and do laundry and shower and stuff like that. You know, like every other day we'd be home. But yeah, going out with a bunch of strangers, zero interest. But View, I want you to have a good time. And you're so funny and, you know, out there with people. I'll bet you'll have a great time. I would be like, I don't want to talk to you. And I'm not sure if I've always been that way. I think I've always been that way. Like, do I have anything in common with you? Now, well, I don't even think I would do that, to be honest. I was going to say, if all of us got on a boat and went and arted together, that would be probably enjoyable for me. But I'd only want to do it for like a day or something. I don't want to have to do it longer than that. So obviously there's something wrong with me. Look at Kat, man. If you say anything, she'd go get the link for you. I appreciate that, Kat. I appreciate it a ton. Nothing like enabling on Mondays. You know what I mean? All right, let's go ahead and put a little bit more water there. All right, and I tend to always do the same colors. So this time, should I make myself choose a different color scheme? When you find what's wrong with you, let me know, because you suffer the same thing. There's nothing wrong with us, Terry. We're just fine. Cat is our AI, right? See, I want to do the same colors. Ugh. Let's start with the yellow. I don't know how yellow's going to work, but I really sprayed these so they'd get real watery. And that's one nice thing about the Mission Gold paints. The higher end watercolors tend to re-wet far, far better. Oh, now look, it's not doing anything. But yeah, they tend to re-wet way better. Isn't that weird? I really thought the watercolors would just go quicker. Apparently not. Well, that's not working at all. That is crazy. Now I'm about ready to get the liquid Ecoline. Yeah, these watercolors aren't moving at all. That is crazy. When hubby and I went to Paris, we bought tickets to the Moulin Rouge dinner show. We were so disappointed when they sat us with a couple from a small town a few miles. Oh my gosh. Ink pulp, of all the luck. That's crappy. All right, now I'm wondering. All right. The Mission Gold watercolors are not working at all, which is a little bit surprising to me. So I think what I'm going to do, because I have everything, and Kat, just because I get out something new doesn't mean you have to go get a link, but if you want to, you can. But don't feel like you have to. All right, I'm going to get out. Which one was it? I know what I'll do. I'll get out the granulating Daniel Smith. And if they don't work, that'll suck too. Now I don't have the reds and yellows in them, so that's just going to be weird. This is you can't buy these as a set. These you buy individually in a tube. Well, you might be able to buy a set. What do I know? But the granulating has the actual pigments, so they're going to be heavy and will sink quickly. But these are really different paints. And I could try the Kuretake granulating as well. Isn't that strange, Terry? All right, let's and I'm not sure why I picked the granulating. I probably should have picked the Kuretake. Yes, well, they're moving a little bit more. Of course, I'm taking them directly from the pan. Maybe if I'd put them out on a palette. Yeah, see, that moved all the way over there, but it's so light, you can't really even see it. Like it ran on top of the water. That's crazy. Crazy. That's really crazy. But see how that blue, can you guys see? The blue has gone out around the edges and is spreading. Or that turquoise or whatever color it was. Let me put some blue over here. This purple might be nice too. Of course, I don't have as much water as I had with the Mission Gold. Okay, now that pigment dropped immediately. That's crazy, crazy. Okay, it is moving. It's just moving different. I think the pigment is falling, and whatever it's mixed with is spreading. That's kind of crazy. I expected them to really spread too, Terry. Yeah. All right. Let's try. I'm going to have everything I own out here before you know it. And I really expected let's do the Kuretake. They're right on top and easy to put away. That's a little crazy. This is not at all what I expected, you guys. Really not at all. And this is, oh my gosh, you're going to get another link. This is the Kuretake Gansey Tambi 48 color set. These are pricier, for sure. Let me use, I'm going to use the red, and I don't want to spray the whole palette. So I'm just going to spray the colors that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use red. I'm going to use the darker of the yellows and a turquoise color. Okay, that's the darker turquoise. All right, we're going to try that. We'll start with that and see. I like playing with stuff like this. Which red did I choose? This one. Oh, I actually picked the Rose Madder. I'm going to water the pigments down a little bit so I can see if that's what's happening. Nope, that's not running either. That is so crazy. Well, a little bit better when I go directly from the pan. But it's not acting at all like I expected, which is kind of crazy. Oh, now I just contaminated my clean water. Holy crap, I'm a dope. That's a very dirty yellow. That's how far that blue spread. This was not at all what I expected. I'm going to have to use darker colors down there, I think. Well, I'm going to go ahead and add the yellow. What the heck? And I can't see chat right now, so just wait for a minute. That's very, very dirty. Very dirty. And there's still plenty of water in that path that if it was going to run, it would run. So, yeah. Surprised. Very, very surprised. I think this is the turquoise. Yeah, it is. Yeah, see, it's not moving at all. And you'd think with that much water sitting that it would run like crazy. I can encourage it, but it's not just running like I expected. Who would have thunk? All right. All right, let me pull them out here. Okay, I'm surprised that your Reese.
An idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device.
All right, I'll talk to him later. I called that guy like a week ago. All right, I'm going to do splatters on this with this leftover Bria Reese, just because I don't want to waste it. Who knows what color we're going to end up with because I mixed the two. I think it was blue and green. Yeah, see where it went in there? Okay, since we're doing this, let's go ahead and take that and put it in there. So weird. So weird. And these colors, I mean, they're coming right out of the bottle. I haven't watered them down with any kind of water or anything. Who knows what I'll probably end up throwing this away, honestly. But so I don't know why I'm worried about wasting anything. But I might Zentangle on them. You never know. All right, I've contaminated my clean water, so I'll pull out this was the first one I did. And it's still, oh, look, it took the color off my thumb. What a little piglet I am. But this one's almost dry now. I could hit it with a heat gun and dry it like in 0 time. I think the next one was this caca paper. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's on the back of it. Here, I've got another sheet here that I think has a name on it. It's Tecumite. Garbage paper, don't buy it. Remember, the paper has 2 sides. I know it has 2. Oh, you mean I could use the other side of the paper? CB, I don't do that as a rule. I don't do that. All right, this one I'm going to, parts of this, obviously, where I had more water, it's still wet. So I'm going to go ahead and make this move. Come on, go with me here. Another thing this paper did that the other paper, well, it did it to some extent, but usually the lines will stay real crisp. On this cheaper paper, it's not doing that. But I think you'll find on the arches, there won't be any bleed. It'll stay where you put it. I would maybe experiment on the back, CB. And these were all either the Bria Reese. Well, I started out with the Ecoline on these and realized this dot out here was the Ecoline, and it wouldn't give up any of its pigment. So that's when I started using the Bria Reese inks. They actually work the best. All right, and then after that, I did the B paper, which I think is this one. I'll have to look on the underneath side. Oh, no, that's Arches. So that was one that I just now did. And this has to be the B paper. Let me double check. Yeah, this is the B paper one. The B paper worked really good, which I'm not surprised. Hang on, I got a mess over here to clean up. I just tipped one of them and it ran off the page, so it went all over my computer. Ha! And if I start pushing stuff, I might send you guys off somewhere. Who knows? So this is the B paper. I like this one a lot. I'm just going to try and get that big old blob up there to move a little bit. Kind of level it out. But can you see the difference how the B paper doesn't, see how this absorbed and spread the lines? B paper didn't do that. The lines will stay really crisp. All right, what the heck? All right, I think I did change something. Yeah, so the B paper worked really cool, and I like the colors on this one, blue, purple, and the red. And I think this was all Bria Reese. So That would be good. Then this was the first arches. This is the one that I just spilled on the computer. But see, again, the lines are staying pretty crisp. So that's cool looking. But see up here, it turned to mud where I had that green. I'm going to absorb that if I can. Because the red and the green mixed. It did make a pretty brown though. Yes, you can, Hermie. Let me put my email in chat. And this was arches. And this was the last arches we did with the watercolor, which that of all the things surprised me probably the most. I'm putting my email in chat. Thank you, Kat. Trust Cats is probably more accurate than mine. So yeah, this was a fun experiment. I'm going to do another one now. I'm going to put these aside and let them dry. I just wanted to see. Now I've seen. And who knows? I probably will sit here and doodle on them or something. Who knows? What else? I did something else. I was going to show you guys. What was it? All right. Hang on just a second. I don't need this crap all over whatever I get up next. I don't necessarily like this craft mat that I bought, but I have to say cleanup on it is so easy. So I'm not crazy about it, but it is easy to clean. So I'm thankful for that. And I guess I'll just continue to use the Bria Reese because it works best. And I'll grab, I think I have another piece of arches here. I need a place to lay that. All right. Yeah, this is another piece of arches. I want to do the exact same thing, even though my clean water is contaminated. I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway. Because this was going to be dependent on what I learned from that first experiment. But I'm going to do it anyway. Because it behaved very differently than I expected. Or maybe I missed something. Maybe I didn't do something that I should have done. Who knows? Who cares? Such a flippin' crybaby. You know what? I'm going to use a paintbrush for this. My paintbrush wasn't exactly clean. That's all right. I think that pipette actually worked a little bit better. Where you actually could take that technique I was just showing you guys and make a funky plant, but I wanted the circles bigger and more perfect. Now I'm going to just add one over here to kind of balance it, I think. And I think I need one up there. So indecisive. We'll make it look like a plant, a really funky plant. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, Vanessa. Let's use the, I think this is the darker of the two reds. I'm not sure. See how that, on this, it's just like it picks it up and runs with it, because now I'm going to have a tough time getting the green stem. I guess I'm not even going to get the green stem. I'll get one late, down lower. Hi, Rachel. Hi, bossy butt. Hubby's home. Well, that makes every reason why you should be out hanging out with him. All I'm doing is playing with pigments in water, Devin. I really am just playing today. And it was easy on my wrist because I boogered up my wrist. Okay, now I'm thinking, since that one took the pink and just ran with it completely, I'm wondering, because I can't let, if I add something to the background, I can't let it touch any of the lines that are there. But I could give the illusion of leaves. That's Robert's phone. All right, let's go ahead and just do water droplets. He answered an unknown number, which I tell him don't do. He probably gets 15 unsolicited calls a day. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Ooh. I didn't really want to do that. I want to control this a little bit more. And I'm just playing, you guys. It's all I'm doing. And I'm probably not going to color now. Well, I could start it, I guess, but I won't get anywhere near done. Drawn with a puppet. All right, hang on just a second. I'm going to mute you guys. Okay. Same lecture I've given 100 times this week. Cell phones, I think, for some older people are so hazardous because they call and ask him information, and I've told him 1,000 times, don't answer their questions. I tell him, don't answer the whole damn phone. They're not selling anything you need or want, but he still answers them. And I don't remember which is green over there, so I'm going to put out more. Yeah. I don't know at what point I take the phone. I'm getting very close, though, I have to say. Because if I answer the phone, those people are really not going to like me. Like, not even a little bit. They will be calling their friends saying, take that bastard's number out of your phone, out of your call list. Because that woman is a pit bull. Like, no lie. You don't hear my phone getting those calls, do you? I don't know how far the water goes. I can't see the glare from where I'm sitting. Ooh, I wish that leaf had stayed just like that. Now, see, I can see doing something like this and turning it into a face of a card or something like that. Put a message on it. Every day, something new. I don't really like that empty spot there. I think I will close that up. All right. And I think just for funds, that's a crazy tree, isn't it? Let me see which of the yellows I've got. Oh, that's glittery. Don't want glitter. That's okay. I guess this is the best yellow of all of them. Now, see, I on this one, I would probably start doodling. Okay, bye, Joan. Go have a great afternoon, evening, whatever time it is over in the UK. UK had a crazy weekend with the Patriots out marching. I was amazed. That was a huge crowd. So good on them. Good on them. I'm adding some yellow to these leaves out here. I don't know, it might mix in and you'll never know the difference. And maybe I should do this after it's dried a little bit so I could get more texture in the leaves. But yeah, this is cool. I like this. Another thing, well, I guess I did on a couple of them. I did add different products, huh? I used the Brio Reese and the inks. So now I kind of want to straighten out the leaves and everything. The leaves kind of look like birds. Well, if I could add birds after it dries. Saw a lady on Facebook do a water blob cat shaped and added colors like what you're doing. I've seen many different techniques for, just playing with your watercolors like this. And that's why I want to try it, because every time I saw it, I was like, that would be fun. So here I am having fun with my stuff, which I love playing with my stuff. All right, now I'm going to, drop my paintbrush. And when I pick it up, probably have cat hair on it. That's one thing that I have to say, it's been really hard for me to get used to again. Unfortunately, Jimmy's hair is different than Roxy's. Roxy's was so fine and it would get in everything. Jimmy's is a little bit more coarse, but see, there's a hair on it. I knew it. My socks are just like cat hair magnet. Hey, Cat and Paste. Jimmy is out on his cat tree. I put a picture on Instagram of Jimmy's cat tree, and he absolutely loves his cat tree. So, but that thing was so heavy. Robert built that years ago for our other cats, and the boy cat used it a lot, and I'm sure his scent was still on it. And the girl cat really didn't. And I didn't know if she didn't do it because she didn't like it. But even after Rosie Bagosi died, she didn't really use it. And I didn't really clean it or anything. I mean, how are you going to clean it? But moved it out in the breezeway. And it took him like a day to go to that top rung. And I had put him on it before. But it took him a full day to get up in the top part of the thing. And I put his bed up there. And after he decided he liked it up there, OMG. He loves that bed up there. And today, right, I was going to try and get ready to stream, and he decided it was time to sit on Mom's lap. And I was like, Jimmy, we don't have time for you to sit on me today. So I got up and I said, come on, Jimmy, let's go out in the breezeway. And he followed me, and I picked him up and showed him the cat tree, and boom, right up on it. He's taking a big old fat cat nap right now. Oh, he definitely is, Cat and Paste. You don't know how lucky that damn cat got the day Jan mentioned, and I agreed to take the cat. You have no idea how that cat won the freaking cat home lottery. There's absolutely nothing I would not do for that silly ass cat. I'm not kidding you. I want his life to be as good as I can possibly make it. So I do everything in my power to make that happen. I really like this funky thing. The problem with doing something like this on stream is now I can't move it. I can't change it because, yeah, I think I just have to let it dry kind of organically. I'm wondering, because we're just playing, I could do another one of these in about an instant. I was thinking I might put a little bit, oh, that one's a glitter one, this one's not. So, and I don't remember which is which, so I better, well, here, rather than waste it. Nope, that's the green. But yeah, Jimmy won the cat lottery. And last night it was so funny. I fed him kind of late. And I had to go out in the utility room for something, and that's how he gets out in the breezeway, and he likes to go out there late at night. And I didn't want him to go because I didn't want to have to cross him when it was time to come back indoors. So when I came back in, I made sure he didn't go. You know, I put both my legs in the opening so he couldn't get out. And I started walking over. I was going to turn off the TV. It was bedtime. He runs up behind me and attacks my legs. And he attacked me all the way up the stairs. Like, he was pissed off that I did not let him do what he wanted to do. So, yeah, he's getting a little too bossy for his own britches, you know? But he didn't have his claws out or anything. He wasn't really attacking me. He was just letting me know that I don't know who you think you are around here, but you need to let me out if I want to go out. And he's not been outdoors. I won't let him go outdoors. Because he's never been outdoors, I'm certain. He was having a temper tantrum, Laverne. Did I say hi to you? Yeah, he was just adamant that he wanted his way, and it's my job to give him his way. And I can't complain about it because I'm the one who's created this flippin' monster. And I'm pretty sure it's only going to get worse. But I promise you, if one of the kids had acted this way, I would have clobbered him. But Jimmy, he just does what Jimmy wants. But yeah, he was having a little temper tantrum. There, I put little dots in all the pink. All right, I'm going to set this aside. This is fun, though. I like this. You want me to do another one in a different color? Just because if I stop now, I'm going to stop streaming. Do I have it? I have one more piece of arches that I got paint on it, but that's okay. We don't care. And again, I have limited colors in that Brie, so just push that out of the way. He's a piece of work, that little cat. But I'm to blame. I have created the monster, and now I have to live with the monster. And to be honest, I don't mind even a little bit. He's a good boy and terribly handsome. He's so handsome, I think the handsome cats talk about him. I'm going to put more dots on this one, I think. He is a good boy, though. But I think he does. Well, he has to notice the difference in his life. You know, like in the evenings when we're just sitting around relaxing, watching TV or something. He's so happy just to sit on the couch with us. I mean, he is truly just a happy cat doing what happy cats do. Jimmy does not have a big pink chair like Malibu. But see, we discussed at Cat and Paste. I asked him, do you want a chair like that? And I showed him the picture that Dee Dee sent me. And he said, did you forget that I'm a boy? What would I want a pink chair for? So that was the end of the discussion, that he kind of has this idea that pink is for girls and blue is for boys. So, yeah. Yeah, he was not a fan of the big pink chair. And in all reality, I think he'd rather sit on my lap than any chair in the house. I'm not kidding you. If he has a choice, he is in my lap. Oops, that one's going to get really funky here. Told you. But yeah, any major decision like the purchase of a chair, we have to discuss, you know. I actually wouldn't mind having a chair like Dee Dee's because it looks so big and comfortable. But yeah, I don't have room for it in my room here. So, but he did not want a pink chair. And I've been trying some different foods with him. And I think I've fixed his puking problem. So now these bubbles are acting way different. But yeah, I laugh and I make jokes about it, but I truly believe Jimmy has enriched our lives. So I don't mind indulging the cat. I certainly indulge Robert enough. So indulging the cat is not that big a deal. And I indulge myself too. Don't think I'm left out here. But yeah, he got lucky. That cat got very lucky. I should have left room for the stems. This is really a funky shaped flower. I will try and do something with these though, so you guys can see. And that one that's where that little paint was on the paper. Kathy, hi Kathy. Let me know if these women don't treat you really well. Some of them are a little bit stinkers. I just sit here for 3 hours and talk about my cat now. So, and I'm just playing with watercolors today. I wanted to see how the pigments. I like wet on wet, and I like when the pigment finds the water. And so I was doing something different, and it didn't work like I expected, but it's okay. You can't win them all. But very rarely do I screw up. All right, what color do we want this plant? That looks fairly well balanced to me. If you combine bubble art, you do get bubble butt art. But look at what I did last week. Do I have it here somewhere, Kat? I don't know if you were here last week, Kat. What did I do with it? Oh, I set it over here, I think. I did this color wheel last week. And as I was working on it, everybody was saying, it looks like butts. It's like, you're right, it does. So, yeah, we've already done bubble butt art. Go have a good meeting, Vanessa. Thanks for coming. You've done all the things like subscribe, thumbs up. I'm not an artist, but I'm enjoying what you're doing. You're in Delaware. Well, Kathy, thanks for stopping in. And yeah, these ladies will be awesome. You want yellow, Sharon? We can do yellow. We can do yellow. I'm wondering. I'm thinking. I wonder if I can control. No, I'm going to do it different. I think that yellow, yeah, that yellow had gotten contaminated. So I'm not an artist either, Kathy. Wasn't that color wheel fun? And then I did, and I'm going to do more of these because this just makes me happy. I did a miniature version of it, and I'm going to use it as the front for a couple cards that I need to send out. So, yeah, but I'm going to make more of those because it was really all I could do with my hand like it is right. Oh, I didn't clean my brush. Yeah, it's pretty much all I can do right now until I give myself permission to do something with this hand of mine. I want it to heal up. I really want it to heal up. It's been this way since what, Wednesday or Thursday. And what day was it? Friday. Oh, it was so agonizing that day. So, yeah. Now, if I could get orange in here in certain places, that would make me really, really happy. I know I could always wait until it dries and go back and add color really anywhere I wanted. And this stream is not turning out at all like I expected. Not that I knew what to expect, but still been fun. But yeah, I could go back and put orange centers in or shading or anything. But when you're doing wet on wet like this, you just can't. Cat and Paste, the other day you said at Dee Dee's, and I wanted to ask you this ever since then. You said that you've been concentrating on your own art, and I know you have a fine arts degree, but we all know you as a colorist. What kind of art have you been doing? Are you painting? Are you drawing? Are you throwing pots? What are you doing? And I know social media is kind of a funny thing. You don't, sometimes it seems like I haven't been posting much lately either, but seems like more trouble than it's worth. But I was really curious what exact kind of art you're doing, because if you come here, you know I am a nosy wench and I want to know. Okay? Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, the color wheel's fun. I think I'm good. That's really made me want to do like a color wheel journal and keep it kind of as a Society of Idea Collector thing, you know? Okay, now this one, the yellow is not running. Okay, here we go. Experiment time. Where's that green? That's the blue. You can set it down over there, honey. Thank you. I don't remember which is the green now. And I can't, oh, this is the green. This is a real dark green. Let's try and do the stem green. I hope this isn't a mistake, but we'll find out. There we go. Now I don't want it to spread too far. That's the danger of what I just did. Mixed medium, mostly traditional mediums, charcoal, oil, pastel, chalk, pastel. Okay, so you're drawing with those items? Because I would love to see your original art, Cat and Paste. But I understand you're wanting to back off from social media, because I tell you, sometimes I feel like if I go on social media, I'm really going to say offensive things. And some people deserve it. So what if you drop some of the gold Bria Reese into that yellow? Well, the gold is kind of a funky color, Starla, but we can do it just because we want to. This is the gold. They call it gold, but let me show you the color, because it is really kind of a funky color. Let me see if I've got a spare sheet of paper around here. And you remember that thing I did with the gold ink and drew on it? I've got it right here. I'll show it to you in just a minute. Let me show you what it's like, Starla, because it's not really a pretty gold. And these lids are so hard to get on, these Bria Reese bottles. They annoy me. Just set it over there. Okay. Can you see that, Starla? It's not gold like real gold. I wonder if I use the mica ink. Because I don't think that's very pretty. It is darker than the yellow for sure. I like the way the green did down here. Yeah, see, it's just not a very pretty color. All right. Now the gold mica ink, since we all have spent our retirement savings on this stuff, That's where we're going, Starla. I think what I'll do is take some of this, and I need a bigger palette here. I really do. But I'll take some of that. Yeah, you can leave it over there.
Roll them up.
Okay. We're going to give it a go. And I'm going to water that down a little bit. So it will hopefully, and I might have had green in my brush, damn it. But yeah, we're going to water it down a little bit. Maybe that was too much. All right. Let's see. And this is, they call ink. So it doesn't necessarily act like, say, ink that you would put in a fountain pen or use in a dip pen. It's definitely heavier than that. So I don't know how it's going to act. We're just going to try. Oh, man, it went everywhere. This is going to be really gold. You guys can't see it. I'll hold it up here in just a minute so you can see. But the gold flakes, they're moving all over. Oh, now this is cool. That gold is just so awesome. It's just so awesome. And the reason I watered it down, I thought it would be so heavy that when I put it in these bubbles, it would just fall to the bottom. And part of it is. But the lightweight stuff is just moving all over. I wish you guys could see this. And that one just rolled over the whole bubble. See, that one did too. Let me pull you guys down. Maybe you can see it better when I put it on, how it behaves. Sometimes it just slides along the top, and then sometimes, and I'm sure it's how watered down the ink is. See how it just rolled off there and went underneath? That is cool. And this would be much more obvious. Well, would it be more obvious in a darker color? I'm not sure. I'm really not. We should try it. We got paper, we got paint. We could do what we want. And CB's sitting over there going, don't get carried away. Whatever. See, that's what I'm wondering, Cat and Paste. But I'm thinking like if I had used a blue or something darker, if the gold wouldn't be more obvious than in the yellow. It's not that it's not obvious in the yellow. I can see it, but I don't know on camera how well you guys can see it. All right, we're going to try this again. We've got 45 minutes left. And look at all the water ended up in a bubble down here. So I think what I'm going to do is suck some of that up, because that will be next week before that dries. I'm going to try it with the dark. I think it would look really good with either blue or green. What do you think? And I'm going to have to use like bee paper, but I like bee paper, so it'll be okay. This one will be way fun to doodle on, I think. I'm hoping. I think these last two. And look at, I put those little, that little tiny amount of purple. I got to set this somewhere where it definitely won't move. Oh, crap. Look what I just did. But I wanted to show you guys. Oh, I annoy me so bad. All right, here we go. Oh, man, do I annoy me? I'm so annoyed at me right now. Yeah, we're going to do blue. All right, now we're going to make this look like we intended to do this. There we go. We just gave it a base, and the rest of it I think is salvageable. I'll doodle on it anyway, won't matter. Now it's running out of the side over there. Oh, I need a place to put this. I guess I'll just set it back there. But what I was going to show you is that little bit of purple that I added to the pink had really spread when we weren't looking. Now I have a shadow. Sharon, you want me to be honest? Now I have a mess. What Cat and Face say? All right. Don't ever forget, it's just water and paper. It don't even matter. And my clean water is contaminated now, so who knows what we're actually going to get. And we don't care. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is the right side. We're going to do blue. You can't tell that the water's contaminated, but I did clean my green brush in it. Oh, I got that bubble that won't go away. It's all good, Starla. If you think I worry about this stuff, yeah, you would be wrong. I don't worry about it. After I'm done here, all I worry about is what I'm going to eat next. Because I have my priorities in order. All right. Let's go ahead and give it a stem. It's easier to work from this stem up. And again, this is the bee paper. And I'm a fan. Now this is the pre-cut. This is some I had left from my Amazon order. So this may not be exactly like the stuff that you get at Walmart. But I like the paper that you get at Walmart too. So but somehow this feels a little different to me. I'm going to have to do another paper experiment to see. So we decided blue. I love blue, so that's fine with me. I think I want another one up here. I feel like it's heavier over here. Put a little one up here. Does that feel more balanced? All right, I'm going to put one more here. Getting carried away, CB. Settle down. And I'm going to keep using the Bria Reese because I think just of all the products that I tried, the Bria Reese is working the best. And I don't have anything else to do with that Bria Reese, so I might as well do this. As usual, that's why you love me so much, isn't it? I'm almost sure you said that once. All right, I'm going to have to wipe some of this off here because I don't remember the colors. And this way I won't goof up. Well, I will goof up, but I'll just wait until a little bit later before I goof up. How about that? The water at the beach is 9 degrees. Oh my God. Well, does the water ever get warm enough up there where you can actually get in it? We never went in the water in Canada, ever. Not in the lake, not in the ocean. East Coast or West Coast. All right, I'm going to start here, and maybe if it acts like that other one, ooh, that really took off. I might be able to end up with a green stem again. But if I don't, I don't, and it's no big deal either way. It's kind of funny, though, too. Like, I love the way this blue is behaving. And I think I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to leave it variegated like that. I wish it would dry just like it is right now. Isn't that cool? I'm not going to mess with it. So I say that, and then I just start wanting to mess with it. I'm leaving it variegated just like that. Now, the longer it sits, the more it's going to move, and the more annoying it will make me. So, yeah. No, it won't make me annoying. It will make me annoyed. I'm already annoying enough, don't you think? If I find a product that makes me more annoying, they'll have to take it off the market. I can't stand me being more annoying. Now, the thing I was going to do with this was add the gold to it, the mica gold. And I'm wondering now, do I want to use it full strength, which means it's going to be really heavy? Let's do, I think that's green there. I'm going to go ahead and try and add some green. I need some, little bit extra. Extra. I like this one too, Ink Pulp. Maybe you just need to play and learn, you know? Like I went into this today not having a clue what to expect. Well, I kind of knew what I wanted, what I could expect, but the watercolor did not behave like the watercolor normally. So, yeah, that's a little weird. But I like this one too, Ink Pulp. Some of the gold will still float. That's what we're going to try. I think I'm done with that for now. You know, another thing, okay. Like I like how there's white on some of the flowers. I wonder if I added some different kind of whites, because I have different kind of whites. I have like a calligraphy ink white that I could add. I've got, of course, that bleed proof white that I just bought the extra of. I've got You guys are going to go, oh, you're freaking insane. P.H. Martin, pen white. I wonder, I might have to end up doing another one of this blue one. I don't want to mess with this one. But I wonder if I wanted that effect of the white, which is the paper, actually clear. But if I wanted to add some of the white, if I couldn't add it in with one of the inks. Oh, I didn't shake this and get fresh ink. These are funky flowers, aren't they? I hope they dry and stay fun. All right, we're going full strength this time, Starla. I'll have water on my brush, but I won't water down the gold. All right. Keep your eyes, will it blend or stay white? That's what I don't know, Starla. If it would be like this, where it kind of just spread a little bit, I'd be okay with that. All right, here we go. Ready, set, go. And I can always come back here, and it's definitely making that water move a lot. Who knows where it's all going to end up? Can you guys see it? Are you close enough to see what it's doing? It's totally behaving differently than it did on that yellow one. It is floating and moving with the water. And see, this blob here is just getting bigger. So I'm going to pick up some of the water from there. I don't know where all the gold is going to end up, you guys. I have no idea. It's moving and it's disappearing. I just don't know where the gold is going to end up. Because see, all the water appears to be pooling right there. Ah. Yeah, that's where all the gold is ending up. All right, and then I just boogered up again, and I don't have a clean. Here, maybe I go down here. Yeah, it makes me happy too, Starla. Now, to repair that, say I did want to turn this into a piece of art, I probably would either trim the paper or draw a border, you know, just make a blue border or something, since I just boogered and dropped it there, because stuff happens, you know. And every time I add the gold, it pushes the water down into that pool. Isn't that crazy? So I might wait until it's just a little bit drier and not quite so fluid and add the gold, because the gold is definitely very cool. I think this is my favorite too, Terry. But I really would like that gold to just sit on the top. So, but the more I add, the more it's pushing water into this pool right here. There's a lot of gold right there. Another thing that would be cool is if I wanted to go ahead and doodle on this now, wait until it's completely dry. And I probably will end up doing this. Somebody might have to remind me that I said this though. Let this dry completely, and then take my fine liner, either the bottle or the ruling pen, and go around this very carefully with a gold pen, and let that be the start of my doodle. That might be good. I like how these bubbles look. I just like how they look. Now I want to put, okay, we're going to do it again. I'll have to do it on cheap paper, because I don't have any of the other cut, and I'm not going to use a full sheet of arches for this. So we'll just use the cheap caca paper. because we got just a little bit of time. And I'm going to use the contaminated paper or the contaminated water. And we're going to do the same thing with the blue. And of course, with different paper, it may behave completely different this time. I'm going to try using some of that white to see how it behaves. And then I'll know. I won't have to save it for later since I've already got the mess made. And this place is an absolute flippin' mess today. I need somebody to come clean up after me. This cleaning up after myself is just too hard for a girl. Especially a girl with a cat that needs attention. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. It helps if I have a little bit of water in the pipette. It's almost like this paper resists the water, which is really weird. See how the water's just running back there? We're going to put a little blob down here. I could have just left that blob and let it dry and probably wouldn't have been noticeable, but whatever. We'll do some little ones down here. I might have to use the paintbrush for this. Yep, that's what I'm going to have to do. Ooh, that's a lot of water. Didn't mean to do that. And there's still gold somewhere because I've got a little bit of gold on the paper already. So that's kind of strange. Well, I have gold floating in my rinse water now too, so because I contaminated it. Do you have a completed dry artwork? Nope. This was all experiment today, cat and paste. And I don't even have, I've seen it several times, stuff like this on Instagram. But I don't remember the artist. And I just tucked it away in the back of my head that, oh, I want to try that sometime, you know, just experiment. And today I had zero plan going into the day. And I don't know what popped in my head making me think, well, just try that thing that you've been wanting to do. So I don't have a dried example of this, but I will do my best to try and remember to post it. I've been really bad about posting lately, and I know that. And I don't have a good reason. I really don't. You want me to do this one blue again? Or you know what? Let's do the, oops, see, I'm getting water everywhere. Let's go ahead and do the dark green. You shouldn't use a dirty rag to clean your paper, just saying. So this one will look like the green they add to flower arrangements. I'm sure there's a name for it. I just don't know what it is. Yeah, you'll experience it with me. Is Starla okay? You're in a tornado watch, Starla. I keep you in my prayers. That's so scary. I am so sick of the weather. Oh, and look there's a blob right out there. All right, I need to fix that before I add color. We haven't had too terrible watches this year, but last night I turned on, oh God, my life sometimes. In the evenings, I will commonly turn something on YouTube on the TV for Robert because he can't follow a story or anything like that. And he gets sick and tired of the news, as do I. So I turned on, it was from Oklahoma, storm chaser videos, which I thought would be cool because we weren't under a storm watch. And, but I got up and went to do something. And Robert started checking the weather. He thought that what they were talking about on the YouTube video, and it's from like 10 years ago and stuff. I mean, but in his mind, it was happening right now. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to start paying attention because he was up worried about that it was going to happen to us right now. It's like, oh man, I didn't realize that he would confuse 10-year-olds' weather reports with what was going on right now today. So, yeah. Reminder to self. You have to think differently. Yeah, greenery. Just some greenery. And see this, it looks like the yellow, the lighter shade is separating out. And I'm not sure that the white, if I add the white, that it's going to be as stark as the blue would have been because the green is behaving different. See, I'm not getting those white marks with the green like I was with the blue. But see, that's just it. I need to do controlled experiments because I'm using a different color plus a different paper. If I'd used the exact same ink, then I could have probably made a determination that it was, I didn't want it. Oh, well, just an experiment. I didn't want those blobs to merge, but here we are. Some of the ones I did early on definitely look like frog toes. So we're going to look at some of those here in just a minute before I end this. What I wanted to do was bonk you guys in the head. I'm not sure which will be the best. I have some Higgins ink that is pretty thin. And I won't have to thin it too much. But we've done an experiment with the gold, so we'll see how that looks when it's dry. Let's do an experiment with the white. Because if I could get the white to act like the other, I like the green too, Vale. Focus, you freak. Come on, work with me here. Hey, Judio. This camera is just not wanting to focus at all. There we go. Yeah. It's not a cat. It's a camera. It's paint. It's water. Something is always ready to aggravate me. Okay, this one actually has a dropper of its own. Well, the white it looks like is just going to sit. So I'm wondering, I'll put it out here. Well, and this Higgins ink is so old. I'm going to get the other. I got to get the Dr. P.H. Martin's because it's designed for pen and ink. Jimmy could make toe bean prints. He could. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, this dropper is plugged. Ugh. Yeah, look, that's solid. Put that back in the bottle. Ugh. This could definitely use some mixing. Jimmy toe beans would be so cute, wouldn't they? But then he'd have to bathe himself nonstop. Okay, there. Now it's working. I am going to water that down just a hair. I'll just use the wet paintbrush to mix it up. All right, now I have, this is going to be real heavy compared to that. So I don't know what the white's going to do. Not behaving like, oh, now that's weird. At all like I expected. Of course, who knows what's in it because it's meant to be open. Okay, that's what I was hoping it would do. Something more like that. Okay, now I've got an idea. Reduce the amount of water. But I can't reduce it to the point where there's no color. All right, let's see. Nope. I think it would be more dramatic in the blue too. But yeah, no, I'm a little disappointed in how the white is. So how we'll deal with that, we'll add some more gold because gold makes everything better, I think. What it's doing is going to the edges and settling, which depending on how it dries could look very cool. And if it was against a darker background, it would be way cool. Oh, this camera all of a sudden is just like goofing up like crazy. You have to see, that's just it, Starla. That's what I think too. I'll have to wait and see what it's like when it dries. And that the white is really hard to get out of your paintbrushes. So make sure if you're going to use a white opaque like that, you have to wash your paintbrushes with soap. Gold makes everything better. It certainly does. I've got a little bit left here on the palette. So we'll just add it. We'll just throw everything but the kitchen sink in it. Now see where up here where the water had been absorbed, the gold is just sitting. It's not moving at all. So I guess that would be another experiment, is waiting to add the different elements until you weren't completely dry, but you were almost dry. God, someday I'm going to say that while I'm sitting in my diapers. God, that's so disturbing. But yeah, the gold is sitting kind of right where I'm putting it in the drier areas. You damn camera, you're starting to make me mad. Focus, you freak. There you go. I did put a frog on a leaf. I was laying in bed last night thinking about what I was going to do today, and I thought, well, I could always do a Pantone card. And you know what I was thinking I'd like to do again? You know those Pantone cards that I've done where I've done the tatting, the lace? I wouldn't mind doing that again. All right, now we're going to add gold and white because we can. I want that white to do more like that, you know? Is it out of focus again? I think I've got the camera too close. The camera does not like being real close, so it's just not wanting to focus at all. You freak. All right, I'm going to pull the camera out a little bit. I think it's just too close. Cat and paste taken out. Bye, cat and paste. I'm about done here because at this point, I'm just absolutely making an utter complete mess. But I can because it's my house. I can do what I want. And I'm going to try and leave these, not move them, so they'll dry kind of how you're seeing them now. We'll just see how they dry. Excuse me. All right, let me pull over some of the ones that we did early on. So if you came in late, you can see the masterpieces. Masterpieces. It is a fun mess. Hi, Mom. Momo Clangford. Momo, welcome. I don't believe you've ever been here before, but I appreciate you spending your valuable time with us. I still like this one, even though I boogered it up. And I think I can move it now without too much bother. I think this one is salvageable. It's my party. You're right. I can cry if I want to. Yeah, I think this one actually is salvageable. We'll see. I may get sick of it and just blow it off. This was the first one where I was doing the Ecoline pens, and I was really disappointed in how it worked. And this is cheap paper. It's out of the Master's Touch little notebook, and I don't like how the lines absorbed and spread. So who knows if I'll ever do anything with that. I don't have to because it's just caca. All right. This one, Robert, I think put something on top of, but I think it had pretty much settled. Well, maybe not completely. This is more of what I expected, and this is on the arches where the lines stay fairly crisp, I mean, for watercolor paper. But this one, yeah. I don't know that it behaved exactly like I wanted, but see, I could probably do something with it, you know? This is that Tecumite caca paper. And again, it's weird that down here, the paper absorbed it and spread it, and then other places it left it crisp. I don't know what the difference is. It's probably just the crap paper, you know? That would be my guess. And this is the, I'm pretty sure, because some of them were watercolor, but I'm kind of thinking this was the first time I used the Bria Reese inks, and there's only one little wet spot there. So they're still fun. I like them. They're kind of a little funky. This one kind of turned to mud, it looks like. Okay, this was the one that I used actual watercolors on, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go ahead. Well, no, I should leave it. I should leave it. Back to laundry detail. Get on it, Belinda. All right, Zale, thank you so much. It's pretty mud. Yeah, that's what we like around here, pretty mud. Because mud happens, you know. And I don't know how many I've actually done. This blue one so far is my absolute favorite. And now you can kind of see, okay, I'm going to try and bring this up to the camera up here so you can kind of see what the gold did. And I don't want to tip it because I don't want that big old blob to run. Maybe I'll pick up some of that. Okay, there you go. And there you can definitely see the gold down underneath there. Can you see it? So I think that's probably what we're going to find on all these. I don't want to take away. I'm going to let that one dry. But yeah. But see how much lighter it dries? Like this up here is very much drier than these down here. It dries quite a bit lighter than when it's wet. So I definitely have to find places to put this stuff. And I actually do like the yellow that we just did. I guess this one was before the blue one, wasn't it? But that was the one we added blue to, or gold to. And it looks like what happened is the gold all got pushed out and it's thicker along the edges. So that could end up looking very cool. Very cool. So I'm just going to let it sit. Probably within the next hour, hour and a half, I'll have a good idea of what the end result is going to be. But yeah, this was fun. I really had fun doing this. So I'm about ready to call it a day. And thanks for hanging out with me and just letting me play. And Missy, sorry I didn't get a chance to color in the book, but I'm glad you got to see my stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they dry. So I'll maybe do an Instagram, with multiple pictures so you guys can see it. And maybe I'll try and get close up enough where you can see really what happened. So I know you guys' time is valuable. I appreciate you spending it with me. And I know it's a rough world out there. Try and be kind and find something to be grateful for. And thank God for it. All right. I'm out of here. See you. Bye.